Hi, Sinem. How are you?
Hello, I'm so happy and I'm very excited to be with you today, Yusra. Thank you very much. And how about you?
I'm fine. I'm extremely happy, as you said, and I've been looking forward towards having you in my podcast for a long time ago. And here you are today with me. Thank you for accepting the invitation.
Well, it's more than an honor for me as well, Yusra. Thank you very much. It means a lot. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. So, to introduce you and introduce the idea of the talk together, so I'm going to start by introducing the concept of the talk itself. We might call it podcast, we might call it talk show. Most importantly, it's a friendly, safe space to my friends all over the world. So, I've chosen the word Ikigai and Kaizen, not necessarily like to stick to the word in its real initial sense, but the word itself developed and evolved with the podcast. So, Ikigai means life purpose in Japanese, and that's why the majority of the guests they share their life experience in all its senses, not necessarily professional, but at the human level, let's say at the social level. And Kaizen means progress. So continuous progress through small steps. It doesn't have to be, let's say, something which is done like you can change someone's reality, out of nowhere, but this is done through hard work, through devotion, and which is why you are my honored guest today because I love what you do. I admire it so much, and I like your authentic energy. So,
Thank you.
Sinem, you are an experienced professional, but I would love and would like you to introduce yourself the way you're comfortable with. So, who is Sinem to whoever watches you today and is not an English teacher? Let's say, I would like to know more about you.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, it will be hard for me to tell about myself because I've been a teacher for about 32 years now.
Inshallah.
And you know that teachers love talking a lot. So let me try. I am originally from Cyprus. I am a Turkish Cypriot. But for more than the half of my life, I've been living in Izmir in Turkey. I'm based in Turkey right now. Well, initially, I didn't want to be a teacher, honestly.
Mm.
But I didn't exactly chose my profession. But within time, I understood that the profession has chosen me.
Mm.
At very, very young age, I started teaching at the age of 22. And after I started teaching, I reckon that I was confident enough, Yusra, that we had this diploma, this certificate, and I was confident enough. And I said, okay, I can do it very well. And then I realized after they gave me a managerial position at the age of 23, I said, oh my gosh, it's not enough. So I started getting this course and that course, and then skills, all global skills, life skills came into my life. And well, it's I just wanted to try this profession, and I've been trying it for about 32 years. And within time, of course, I met a lot of wonderful people like you yourself.
Oh, thank you.
And they were my inspirational fairies and my role models. So at the age of 23, 24, I imagined myself, or I visualized myself as an educator for the teachers. And I work hard for it, bits and pieces, until I was 40. Now I'm 53, 54. And then I realized that my dream came true because I got invitations from here and there. And to cut the long story short, I'm proud of being one of the founding members of TESOL Türkiye. And then I became the president of TESOL Türkiye. It was 2 years ago. And well, I think this is all. I'm a mother. I have two girls I'm proud of. One of them is 26 years old, and the other one is 12 years old. This is me, I guess.
This is, let's say, a work of art, the way you are. And Sinem, you are an inspiration to everybody.
Thank
And
you.
I learned, not got to know you. I learned how to know you step by step through the generosity you provided online, the generosity of exposing yourself authentically, the way you are, how you attend conferences and you share this. I've seen your lovely daughters. I think one of them is an artist.
Yeah.
So I've seen her in one of the concerts, I guess. Amazing, mashallah, to be as prolific and as generous as I said. And this is important about life, is like whatever you share comes back to you, usually in a positive way. So if you keep yourself open to opportunities, you keep a good karma, you carry on doing whatever you do, and a lot of people will be attracted to being with you. Colleagues, friends, students, and mashallah, whatever you do in Sinem, and it is worth the long wait. So I know I've contacted you before, and circumstances made that both of us were not available at that time. But I will tell you how I got to know you. I knew you actually, yes, through a presentation with Syria TESOL Syria. I think Syria TESOL Syria with Safwan Kadura, to whom I say hello. And
Yeah.
you presented a lovely presentation that I attended live on Facebook. It was streamed at that time on Zoom and Facebook. So, but I'm a colleague that would like to have new friends. So that's how I knew you actually. And then we started being friends on social media. And I hope, Sinem, that this is the beginning of a new friendship with us. You're welcome to my world, Sinem.
And welcome to my world as well, Yusra. I'm
Thank you
so
so
happy to have you in my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Sinem. So I'll start with something interesting. Really, you evoked, like, say, like, my curiosity towards asking you this first question is that you said being a teacher was not really something you initially thought of. Was there
No.
something you wanted to be before? Is there something like you dreamed of? You still keep this dream with you? Did you give up on this? Could you tell me more about this?
Yeah, sure. Well, my dream still was to be an educator,
Mhm.
to have sessions for the ones who need any kind of information. But I wasn't dreaming of being a teacher because initially I thought it was a boring job, telling the same things over and over again. And then I realized um, after I get to know my learners, obviously, learners change every year, every semester, and then the job changes.
Yes.
And then I started learning this and this. So, more than anything else, I am a proud learner. I always describe myself as a professional learner. And after I started learning and going to any kind of courses, then I said, oh my God, what a colorful thing I am doing because I am, that's another thing that I'm proud of myself, to be honest. I always have a dream, Yusra, and I keep myself awake to make my dream come true. And this happens to me every other 4 year. If something is the same in my life, I say, come on, you need a change. You need to learn something and apply it in your life, in your profession. And then I moved on. So I regularly check on my dreams and I'm still there. I'm just making them real. I work hard. And I think I am good with this time management and goal setting, I suppose. That's why I follow, I run after my dreams.
It's interesting talking about your dreams. So, are there any dreams, Sinem, that you achieved? And I'm also interested in knowing about those dreams that you still want to achieve. So, I'll leave it up to you if you would like to start talking about those dreams you fulfilled
Okay.
until now, and maybe other ones that you consider exploring in the future.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my initial dream was when I started the profession was to become a teacher trainer, teacher, educator, what I call it. And then I worked hard for it. I took courses, and then I did a lot of voluntary work until I said, okay, we can never say I'm done. We're still trainers in training or coaches in training, I said.
Exactly.
And it never finishes until we die one day. Hope it's late. It's going to be late one. So I achieved that goal. And nowadays, as I'm old enough to hear good words from everyone and my younger colleagues around me, they always say, Hocam, you know that in Turkey, they, out of respect, they call us
Yes,
Hocam, my teacher.
that's what I told you the first time.
Yeah. So when people approach me, young colleagues approach me and say, Hocam, it's thanks to you, I didn't give up this time. Thanks to you, I changed this and moved in this way. So you inspired me in that way and that way. That was my dream. And I think I am good with connecting people with each other as well. So that's another dream of mine. And I recently took neurolanguage coaching um, with Rachel Paling. Hello to her as well. And I realized that, oh my God, I've been doing things in the right way, but learning never ends. You strive, you know. So I've learned a lot of things in terms of coaching and mentoring and, approaching people, the right language, asking the right question. So, as a teacher working at a state university in Turkey, now I have the right to get retired. So I'm not going to get retired, and that's another wording that I learned from Rachel. She says that's the recalibration of life. It's not retirement. So I want to recalibrate my life in a different path, maybe one day, doing my own um, job or consultancy or coaching whatsoever. And because nowadays I try hard in times of managing my time. I teach, and when I'm at the conferences, when I come back, I need to have makeup classes. So I'm everywhere nowadays. So I need to slow down, I suppose. That's my other dream, to be faster. So we'll see what will happen.
Thank you for sharing that. And I can notice the way you're telling this, your eyes, you're smiling with your eyes. It's like you're
Yeah,
seeing this. Is that right? So was the feeling that I
yeah,
got through. So I
yeah,
felt
definitely.
and being my coach myself, I'm also taking the next steps in the ICF
Yeah,
coaching track. So I'm an accredited coach from the International Coaching Federation myself. It was a dream. So that's
yeah.
the dream that I got, the gift, let's say that I got to myself in my 40s. So
Um,
at my 40s birthday, I said to myself, look, this is the gift you're gonna have to yourself. And I offered myself the training for this. That was the starting, point, the first
wow.
light bulb. And as you said, I've learned a lot of things, among them how to ask the right questions. I started first by coaching myself
Yep,
or
yep,
starting to coach others. So what's right, what can be done differently. So using the right terms is like retiring seems to be like something, this is it, this is the end of the road and we're not going to do something else. No, and that's one of the premises of Ikigai is like longevity, seeing life as evolving, never ending opportunities. And
yeah,
I've noticed that vibe in you. So I'm right in this. So
yeah, definitely. Well, Yusra, I was about to say there is this saying by Rumi, and he says, it's the reflection of you that you see in me. So I'm very glad that I found you as well. So we have a lot in common. So that's why we have similar vibes and we are attracted to each other. So I'm really happy to be
Thank you.
with you.
Thank you so much, Sinem. And Sinem, I will start exploring the life experience of Sinem. I'm not going to start with the beginning, but I'm going to start with the very right end, with the last event you attended. And I'm not sure if there was anything after the IATEFL, but I've noticed that huge gathering and everybody coming together with the IATEFL. So can you tell me more about your contribution and what was the topic about, the learning experience? So yes, please, Sinem, I'm all ears to you.
Right, okay. So as I'm old enough to be invited to everywhere this year, I reckon that I'm really everywhere. So after IATEFL, we had this TESOL Türkiye conference in Kayseri, and I will be in Cyprus next week, and then in Spain, and then Cyprus again. But for IATEFL, it's my, I think, third or fourth year with the associate stay. So 40 people from over 40 associations from all around the world. We were together and we had around 30 TED Talk like talks. 10-minute talks telling to each other our best practices and how we can survive as associations or organizations, because nowadays you know that everything is free and everything is online. So as a language organization for the teachers, how can we survive with only the membership fee? What can be done, and so and so. And I have a very close contact with TESOL Kuwait as well, with Rana, saying hello to her, and Allison, and I admire them doing this. And I know that you are involved in TESOL Kuwait as well.
I was actually until recently, until last year, I was the media and PR manager, and I was a
Oh,
chair, the Sustainability Partnership for Sustainability. But for some particular reason, for professional commitments, so I left on good terms and good vibes. So I say hi to Rana, Allison, and everybody, Fayaz, everybody then, Shadia as well, everybody in Tafa Kuwait. And I've
wonderful.
noticed the partnership with TESOL Turkey.
Yeah, yeah, we are affiliates. So we do a lot of great work. I think I was the president of TESOL Turkey when we started having affiliations with a lot of organizations, and TESOL Kuwait was one of them. And so I admire them with a free membership. They
Exactly.
do a lot of, yeah, they do a lot
Everything.
of
Rana,
work.
she's a fairy.
Yeah, 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 she is
Everything without
indeed.
membership fees.
Yeah, definitely. So when we come together at IATEFL, we generally talk about the issues that we face and how we can overcome together and how we can collaborate together. And last year, as TESOL Türkiye, we wrote a project for RELO, Regional English Language Officer for United States. And then we gathered with our 10 affiliations and from all around the world, and Rana was there as well. TESOL Kuwait, TESOL Spain, Greece, and Nile, and everyone. I can't remember Beta and everyone, literally. And we had a summit talking about trauma informed teaching. What's the reason? How we can approach to learners with traumas as
Yeah.
teachers? How we can cater for our own needs, because we cannot pour from an empty cup, they say. So it
Exactly.
was a wonderful 2 day gathering in here in Izmir, in Turkey.
I love Izmir, by the
Oh, yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hope to be together here as well. So, at IATEFL Associates Day, we generally talk about how we can collaborate and what we can do together so that we can uplift everyone in the world, not only the teachers, but the learners and the rest.
So, I'd like to ask you a question, Sina. And when it comes to, let's say, mid-career professionals or teachers who would like to start maybe an initiative, a new association in the region. So, you know that we do have many affiliates. Some of them are part of the IATFL, others they're part of TESOL International Association. So, for any group of teachers who might be watching us today and are inspired, be it from Morocco, Algeria. We do have those affiliates in Tunisia, TISO as well. But for any, let's say, group of professionals who don't have any fundings, let's say, what can be the secret sauce, let's say, to start an association and can be based only, let's say, the source of income can be, if they don't make it, let's say, with a paid membership, just like what Rana is doing with Tefal Kuwait. What kind of advice, let's say, one piece of advice, a piece of advice, or as much as you can offer to them and to us, would like to start a new association, what's the best thing to start from, first of all? And then how can it be a sustainable experience?
Right. A good, wonderful, and a big question.
Yes.
I need another hour to talk about that, to be honest. But let me say that whatever you do, we need to have the love and the passion for it. And we need to be prepared for a lot of voluntary work. And let's say that, yes, we are all passionate people. We have that compassion and love of our occupations, but really, it needs a lot of strategic planning, I suppose, before you get started. If you want it to be sustainable, step by step, you need to set your goals accordingly and chunk it down, break it into pieces, and take one thing at a time, slowly, slowly. But you need to have that end in mind. Where would you like to take this association to? And then maybe rewind and start. So you need to have that strategic planning, good goals. You need to have similar mindset people who have,
Like-minded people,
yeah,
exactly.
like-minded. Oh yeah, thank you. Like-minded people having this passion and love,
Respect
uh,
for each other.
respect, definitely. This kindness, we talk about it before we start, yeah. So that you speak the same language.
Exactly.
In order to be a good team,
Yeah,
we need to speak the same language. If you don't speak the same language, then it will be really hard to work together. So I've been in so many teams, and sometimes I realize, oh my God, we're not speaking the same language. You're saying something else in a very respectful way, but they interpret it in another way because their mindset is different.
exactly.
So it needs time, Yusra, to work together and to understand each other. Well, wherever we go, I always say that whatever the environment is, whether you are with the learners or with your colleagues or with your managers, we need to understand that we need more love in
Yes,
order to uplift each other. So, for an organization like that, you need to find people who are similar, similar to you and to your
mindset.
mom.
Yes.
Yeah. But in Turkey, it was initially very difficult for us to found this organization, TESOL Türkiye, because it's a governmental but non-profit organization. So we spent 6 months in terms of writing the bylaw, internal bylaw and external bylaw of the organization. And we are regularly checked by the organizational governmental offices in terms of budget and the things that we do. So a lot of paperwork behind it as well.
Yes, exactly. So I can elaborate on what you said. Before being a leader, everybody has a leader. There is the learning phase you talked about. There is the mindset, which we're going to get back to it, talking about the mindset later on. So I'm going to share bits of my experience and how it started. It started first in Tunis, in Tunisia, and I was just attending. And then being active effectively started with the TESOL International Association. So the learning phase was like 3 years for me. So I was part of PLNs, I was part of Arts and Creativity with Alison, and then I started delivering webinars. So there was like the creative space. After this, I was invited for a TEFL Kuwait with Rana and Allison, and then there was that leadership space. So I took it step by step. There's no jumping, onto, it's not about having that label or just the word of being a leader. So the leader leads by example. And I learned a lot. Let's say half of what I learned it from Rana. And the other half is from others, from Liz England, from Allison, who is like an older sister to me. I love them, respect them so much. And then once you take that step, there's a huge responsibility. It's like, shall I really suggest this? And is it for the common interest of everybody? If it's the common interest to everybody, let's see. So they have a different, maybe better suggestion. So communication, collaboration is really important, and having the right team is essential because most of the time, if you're not in the right location, the right place, the right team, you're losing your energy.
Okay.
And mindset, that word is really essential. That's the right
Yeah.
word you start with coaching it. It's among the competencies, especially for ICF. If for those who are doing the ICF coaching and accredited ICF program like yourself, um, the mindset is extremely important. You can't pour from an empty cup. Nobody can pretend being a coach or leader if they don't embody this themselves. So
Yeah.
definitely. So the question here, Sinem, so I've noticed you're, mashallah, polyvalent, you're a leader, you're a teacher trainer, you're a speaker. Is there a particular version that's kind of, if it's a percentage, if it's, let's imagine it's a 100%. Sinem being an artist, likes art, likes dancing. Sinem who likes education. Sinem. So, is there any, let's say, version of this or percent of this who takes over sometimes? So the
Mm.
teacher is one of them, but let's maybe try to narrow it down. Professionally speaking, which hat do you prefer having, let's say, most of the time?
Mm. I suppose the speaker one, the educator one, because well, I have always been trying, let me say, to show my learners the right way, so that they can find their own ways of doing things instead of telling them why they should do this and that. So I love there is this wording by Socrates. He says, I cannot teach you anything, but I can only make you think.
Think.
So I love making people think and finding their own ways as a result of my questions, let me say. Or I think that I'm leading by example as well, because my father, may he rest in peace, was a wonderful role model for me, and wherever I go, I wanted to mention about him. He was a wonderful person, leading by example. One day, one of my daughters asked me if my father said anything to me, any kind of advice or whatsoever. And I just thought about it and I realized that he never told me to do anything, but he was a good model for me. And then he was one of the Ministry of Educators in Cyprus. So I'm so proud of being the daughter of him because he was modeling me. So he was a wonderful speaker, presenter as well. So I think my biggest head is just leading by example, talking, but not dictating, but just trying to help people to find their inner purpose, inner voice, inner way for their own path, I suppose.
And you are portraying this. It's
Yeah.
glowing from the version of Sinem that it is visible to the world, and I'm sure you embody this yourself from the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you respect others. And may he rest in peace. And I'm sure he is very proud of you, whatever he is, inshallah. So all the best, Sinem.
Thank
Now,
you.
Sinem, you've traveled the world.
Yeah.
Is there, let's say, a particular region that you were inspired to go to and you did not really plan it yet? Have you been to TESOL Arabia, the Arab world, to Tunis, North Africa? Not yet.
No, no, I haven't. I've been to Dubai once for my niece's wedding, but
Congratulations.
I have. Thank you very much. I haven't been to any of the places that you mentioned for conferences or for talks, but I would love to.
Mm.
But to be honest, Yusra, wherever I go, it's the network which makes the place an amazing place. Yeah. So I really love and I'm really proud of my each and every friends that I have. I have a huge network, and whatever comes into my mind, one of my students ask, for example, a country, and they say, Hojam, do you think education is good there? What can we do if we go to Hungary, for example? And I say, oh, I have a friend there I can ask this question to. And then I ask, so I have friends here and there, and wherever I go, if I see all of them, I would be very much happy. So I can't mention any place.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I would love to be in your country in Tunisia
Oh,
or yeah, in any kind of Arabic country. So we are so close to each other in terms of culture. So would
yeah.
love to. Why not?
Exactly. That's why I asked, because I know that there is like a kind of a bucket list that everybody has. So I
Yeah,
have it myself, but you don't have necessarily to have it. It's like
yeah,
if they ask you what's the country that inspires you the most apart from the ones you visited. So
yeah,
usually it gives, inspiration to wherever the person wants to go. But still, as you said, we have global friends all over the
yeah,
world. And
yeah,
this makes it like a global village. All of us is like in the meetings and the webinars we attend. And you said
yeah.
something interesting, Sina, and allow me please to go back to this. Is like
Please do.
what makes a network exactly, specifically, and is, let's say, are the people who are involved in this network.
Yeah,
So without those people, sometimes it's like the experience would be different. And I
yeah,
can mention something because sometimes I join let's say, a PLN, Professional Learning Network, or an association, or simply like Toastmasters. I can
uh-huh,
mention Dubai Legends Toastmasters that I joined
yeah,
last year, and I was attending as a guest from, let's say, the COVID period of time since the pandemic. But officially, I joined simply because, as you said, of the people there, because it's not about just holding a meeting, being a public speaker. It's more than this. It's about being, having, receiving feedback from people you appreciate. You know that it's going to be constructive feedback. It's about sharing your life story in speeches and being
yeah,
having that vulnerability without being judged and
yeah,
being yourself. And it's a growth space to everybody. So Toastmasters is among other organizations that I appreciate apart from TESOL and IATEFL affiliates. And I've evolved ever since, I interacted with my global friends. And
yeah,
now the thing is that I would like to see those friends in reality, in real life. It's like we know each other like for years. It seems like they're part of my life for my days, especially for hours. We speak, we interact. But the thing is that how can we meet like more frequently? So
yeah,
luckily, most of them they're teachers, the English teachers.
yeah, yeah,
So I can see them really gathered in TESOL conferences, previously TESOL Arabia. I can see them in other conferences. It's like, I should take this part of my plans maybe so that I can see my friends for real. Enough of
yeah,
being virtual friends now.
yeah,
And going back to your statement, it's all about the people. And
yeah,
it's
definitely. Thank you very much for reminding me about this Toastmasters thing. Um, it's in my bucket list, to be honest. I think it was I suppose before pandemic, so 10 years ago, something. And then later on, she became one of my tutors in terms of leadership and management course, Kristin Kump. I really admire her. I love her so much. And we were in Ankara for a joint T before TESOL, we were T plus, an organization, not an official one, for teacher trainers, and we had this joint event with TESOL Arabia, and Christine was there talking about Toastmasters, and it was in my bucket list, but I didn't have the time to. So I think we need to read every experience properly. So it's high time that I did
Exactly.
something. Yeah,
Since you
really.
love public speaking, everybody's there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you'll
yeah.
notice that the same people you love and you like in
Yeah.
TESOL, they're members in Dubai Legends, which is
Okay.
treated and sponsored by Dr. Christine Koum. And
Woohoo.
yes, it's like powerhouse there.
Wow, wow, good. Good to hear that.
Inshallah. So you're welcome to join us as a guest as many times as you want. And if you consider you have more time as a member whenever you want, it's like your safe space as well.
Okay, great, amazing. So we will talk about that, Yusra, definitely.
Inshallah, inshallah. So with this, I will document this in case they will say, Sina
Okay.
might
Okay.
join us. Everybody now knows. If she
Yeah.
forgets this, they will get back
No,
to Jordan
no, no.
watching this and everybody else and Fatma as well. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, good,
So
good.
you're an asset, Sinem, to any group of people, and so I will. I won't take much of your time, but I will ask you a few other questions, Sinem, and I thank you so much for being my guest.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
talking about teacher training, and you mentioned something interesting, which is being maybe recalibrating your career after that particular moment of time when you consider leaving, let's say, your current position. So starting a new life, a new career, the butterfly cocooning and flying again for a new cycle. How do you see this version evolving? Can you visualize it and describe it in few words, sentences, your own way, at your ease? How will Sinam be in the future? How do you see it?
Well, I'm always hopeful. I'm always positive in whatever we do.
Inshallah.
So if there is a will, there is a way. That's my life philosophy. And as I told you at the beginning, I generally have dreams, and I am awake to make them real. So for this dream of mine, I know that as a teacher, well, for about 32 years of experience now, I might be here, somewhere here, but if I start something new, I know that I will be A1 level, right? So I will learn, and again, step by step, I will achieve my goal. So but still, starting something new gives me energy. So every other 3 or 4 years, that's why I need something new in my life, a new class. This year, for example, I approached my manager, school director, and I said, okay, I want the lowest level class this year so that I can see how well we can move together. So I love changes. I don't like having a course book, writing everything in it, and then being in the comfort zone,
Yeah.
because when you're in the comfort zone you never
Evolve.
learn. If you want to learn and if you want to use this, you need to have
Challenge.
new things in your life.
Exactly.
So my other philosophy is, if you use it, you don't lose it, starting with your brain. So I
Exactly.
want to use my brain regularly, and we can be refreshed with new things. So I'm hopeful, whatever I do.
As a consultant, how will you see yourself? maybe still traveling the whole world, or maybe based in one place and having your outreach everywhere, or you're still learning, you're still exploring this? How how
Mm.
how is it for you?
Now I'm traveling a lot, and I got invitation from other countries as well. So as I have a stable job right now, sometimes I say no to some of the invitations. Unfortunately, I refuse some of them
Mm.
because my initial duty is teaching at the university that I
Exactly.
work for.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I have the opportunity, I would love to travel a lot, and I would love to manage my time accordingly and freely, maybe without thinking of it. So I think I'm ready. Good question, Yusra. You just hold up the mirror to myself. Thank you for that.
I love that metaphor, and I noticed that, Beatrix.
Yeah,
Beatrix,
I know.
I,
Yeah,
I I noticed that on one of her slides for IATEFL, she was sharing this on social media.
yeah,
The title of the presentation, I guess, if I'm not wrong, holding the mirror to each other as teachers.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
How important is this
It
to you?
is.
You know?
It is really because when you hold somebody a mirror, then you give the opportunity or the space for them to voice themselves. And sometimes, like I felt a minute ago, you first time voice yourself and you say, "Wow, what did you say? Oh, that was good." Kind of a thing. So you just give me the space, right space to talk about it. Thank you very much, Isra.
Thank you. All the pleasure is mine, Sinem. And while we wrap up now our talk, so I'd like to ask you, is there a question that I did not ask you, maybe, or is there a thought you would like to share, an idea? So the floor is yours.
Um,
Yeah.
oh, thank you very much. Well, as I told before, Yusra, we need to love what we do. Right. So if we don't love what we do, then we don't feel comfortable and we always complain. So there is another practice that everyone can do, which is a no complaint day.
Yes.
Um, they can start with a day and then they can move it to the second day and the week and the lifetime. No complaint. So I can't say that I never complain. I'm a human being, obviously. I sometimes catch myself complaining, but I practice a lot not to complain. I try to learn from each and every experience. So if you love what you do, you have the passion to do things voluntarily as well, not only for the sake of earning a lot of money. So if you do a lot of voluntary work, then money comes later on, and it does come. So having a dream and being awake in order to make it real.
Yes.
Um, love of not only the learners, but for each and every one of us. Because when I have training sessions for learners and parents as well, I always say it's not the classroom is not different from the teacher's room, and teacher's room is not different from the manager's room. We are the same. We don't have a lot of characteristics. We are the same person. So if we are the same, then we can carry the right kind, respectful language wherever we go, with the right manners as well, with the right mindset as well. Keep learning. We should adopt this growth mindset, and we can always have, or we can always focus on what kinds of life skills and global skills we have, because we are the leaders of our own lives. So we need to have leadership skills too, like managing time, managing change, managing stress, and
Yes.
so on and so
Yeah.
forth. So let's keep learning and let's love what we do. That's, I think, all I can say, Yusra.
How wonderful is this? And it's really amazing hearing you speak. And, I learn from everybody. And I learned today from you a lot of things, among them authenticity, kindness, generosity. So all the things that I mentioned about you, being a kind human being, it starts all with you, and then you can have what we call a profession. You can later on be a teacher, be a doctor, be a lawyer. So it all starts by being a well-rounded human being, still in evolving, still learning. And I'm a proponent of lifelong learning myself. Um, be it step by step, be it sometimes all at once. So it
Yeah.
depends. So hopefully, but we should never stop evolving. And thank you so much again, Sinem. And I did not mention that that I've been in Turkey for so many times, and that's a country that
Ah,
I adore. Not yet to Cyprus, but inshallah soon. But Turkey,
inshallah, together,
yeah,
together.
inshallah. I love Turkey so much, and I love Izmir. Izmir, I've not been to Izmir yet, but I love people there. The
Wow.
nature of it, everybody, I've never known someone from Izmir who's not a nice person. So thank you for
Oh,
Izmir.
good. So hopefully very soon, Yusra, hopefully let's be together here in Izmir,
Inshallah.
either in Tunisia, in Cyprus, wherever it is. But I
Exactly.
think we desperately need to hug each other.
Yes, for real. So let's make it, let's say, an intention
Yeah.
in the two next 3 years, maybe to meet in at an event and be there, have fun, share food,
Yeah.
and listen to
Yeah.
music
Oh, yes.
and forget about the world.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Let's do it. Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it,
Thank you
inshallah.
very much, Yusra.
Thank
That was wonderful and amazing get together with you. We've been looking forward to it for so long, and we've made it. So congratulations
you.
to
Yes.
to us.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
a
you.
lot. And please keep in touch and keep on shining the way you do and inspiring the whole world.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Let's shine together. Thank you so
Inshallah.
much.
Thank you, Sinan. To everybody who's watching us, this is the end. Let's say kind of the end, but the podcast will be still ongoing. The end of only today's episode with our special guest, Sinem, who is speaking now from Izmir and is based there. Thank you, everybody. Tune in for the next episode, and this will be available soon, inshallah, on YouTube. Take care, stay safe, and
Thank
stay
you.
blessed. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye bye.